Yo, what's up? Like I said before, the scanner is being updated. The scanner is being updated as we speak. So don't worry about that stuff. It'll be updated. All right. What I want to do real quick is give a breakdown. I'm still gonna wait like a couple more minutes because I keep seeing participants come in. Right now, price did move up. Now here's the thing, guys. Check this out. You saw how price came down once. There's a reason why I said wait for a second retest. There's a reason why I said wait for a second retest. Because if you took the trade right here and it dropped, this drawdown would have blown out someone's account if they're over leveraging their account. Now look at this. Price did move up. What did I say? Price could come up to this point. You see this? Like I left everything drawn up. I haven't changed anything, guys. Came up once, test. Came back up, test. Easy. Easy sell. Easy sell. How much pips did it drop? Over 129 pips. All right. So do you guys see exactly why I said wait for the second retest? And it did come up, came back up again, dropped. Does that make sense so far from everybody that was on the London session yesterday? What I want to do is I want to make sure that I come on here and I have everything set up. I will walk you guys through this whole entire process. I will hold your hand, explain every single detail, every single step. I will keep things drawn up, right? I'll keep things drawn up. So that way you guys can see how it plays out. If I was wrong, I will let you know exactly why I was wrong. But so far, everything's been right because we're just waiting for that second retest. It'll start as daily trend probably when it starts dropping down some more and going down to these zones. But here's the thing, guys. For everybody that's coming on here, do you guys know that NFP is happening tomorrow, right? So with that being said, what usually happens, all right, good. For new people, stay away from NFP. For experienced advanced, make sure you do proper lot sizes. Make sure you're not risking too much of your account. But with that being said, have you guys seen what happens to the markets the day before NFP or the morning of NFP, like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning? You'll notice a lot of what? Consolidation. Not that much movement. Non-farm payroll, right? It's one of the most volatile days in the market. Usually happens the first Friday of every single month, okay? Now, how many people have seen right before NFP has happened that have been trading that there's a bunch of consolidation before it even occurs? How many people have seen that? Exactly. Exactly. Now, I know the biggest movements have been the GBP pairs lately because of Brexit. You guys have been seeing how fast it moves. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I wanted to show you guys that real quick. I wanted to show you guys what happened. And look, even when I drew it up, you see how it perfectly, not perfectly, it didn't drop all the way down, but how it did do exactly what I said was going to happen in that zone. You guys saw how it happened perfectly. It didn't even leave the zone, how it reversed in that zone. So do you guys feel comfortable with the way that I'm showing you guys, the way that I'm teaching you guys, the way I'm drawing it up? It tested once and then twice. There's only 2 retests. The old scanner is still accurate. I'll get more information from Christopher Terry about the scanner for the URL because I know a lot of people love it. They just want to be able to make sure that it's working correctly. I know they're doing updates on it, but once updates are done, it'll be smooth, right? So I drew a zone last night from this wick. You see what happened here? I could even draw a resistance line right here. But this is what I drew out. And you know what's crazy? Even right here with this coming down, it saw that it did touch this trend line. Isn't that crazy? How it's still respected. I'm gonna teach you guys how to draw trend lines, all that stuff today because we're gonna be focused on the education aspect. Please just give me a second real quick so I can use the bathroom so that way there's no bathroom breaks during the entire time that I'm doing this, if that's all right with everybody. Yo. What's up? What's up? Sorry, I was looking for my charger. I have someone getting my charger right now as we speak. All right. So yeah, let's give another example of what happened here, okay? That way people understand. Let me draw all this unnecessary stuff. Let me delete all this stuff here. I'm gonna do a recap every single night of what happened the night before so we can understand why the markets are doing what it does. Do you guys feel 100% comfortable with that? Okay, so what happened yesterday was this. Now, hold on, let me delete this. Let me delete this. My boy, Leo. Love you, bro. All right, so check it. This is what happened. As soon as I looked at this, I looked at a daily time frame with GBP AUD because it popped up on the harmonic scanner. With that being said, I went onto the daily time frame and I drew that area where it said the entry level was for the scanner. With that being said, I now know I could look for a possible sell position to come down to this area. You guys following along? All right. Now what happened was I went onto the hour time frame. What I did was, yo, can everybody hear me in here? All right. If you're having issues with it, it's probably your computer. You have to like log on, restart, do something. I don't know what to tell you. 99.9% of people could hear it. All right. So what I did was once I came onto GBP AUD, the first thing that, yo, don't worry. All right, I got you. Don't worry about it. Once it gets 5%, I'll charge it. All right, I drew a trend line. I see where price tested, test, right? Then we saw another trend line, test. Now what happened was I saw that market was moving up into this area. I drew a zone based off this wick here. Then I went on to the minute 15 time frame. Now I know what zone there is. And I drew areas of what? Resistance. One here, one here, one here. What we saw was market was coming up, testing this area. I said no retest, no entry, right? No retest, no entry. And you wait for it to confirm. This comes all the way up, breaks past above it. Good thing you didn't enter the trade because you're waiting for a retest, correct? You're waiting for a retest, test, right? Obviously all the way above. Second retest, easy, take the trade, boom. Sold the trade, you could have made a potential of, and I know a lot of my friends did take this, 128 pips. But what's crazy is the fact that it still came and touches this trend line and perfectly respects. Now, do you guys see the power of trend lines and price action? Is it a coincidence that it's bouncing off these areas? All right. I'm going to break down everything from the beginning of trend lines, price action, all that type of stuff, supply and demand zones, right? We don't have to overcomplicate it. The reason why I drew a trend line was because I saw areas where price tested and I saw areas where price tested. Nothing really too crazy about that, okay? Drew zone because of a wick here from the tip of the wick to the body of the candle, drew it. This is hour, we're on the hour. I draw everything on the hour. I draw everything on the hour, and I draw everything on the hour. And then I drew little areas of resistance here. That was my routine for the trade yesterday. Makes sense? And the thing is, for the people that were watching it, those are the ones I'm asking questions from, is if you guys felt comfortable in the fact of the way that I broke down step by step. Do you guys like the way I broke it down yesterday? Okay, so you said you drew two trend lines, one for lower highs and one for lower lows. This is what I did. I don't even do that terminology, lower lows, lower highs, whatever it may be. I drew trend lines based off areas where price tested. Simple as that. I drew areas where price tested. That was it. You guys are right. I need my charger. Hold on real quick. There you go. We Gucci. All right. So anybody here brand new? All right. So I'm gonna show you guys. All right. Check this out. What this is, right, is Trading View. Now, what Trading View does, it allows you to pretty much draw whatever you want on the charts. I could draw stuff. I could draw horizontal lines. I could even draw vertical lines. You know what I'm saying? It allows you to really draw on these charts for technical analysis. So that way you guys could be able to see things. I could be able to draw a box, which is a zone, right? Able to draw these things out. Cool. Awesome. Now, what I'm going to show you guys is right here. These are different time frames, which means whatever candles, right? So if you go 4 hours, that means every single one of these is a 4-hour candle. Every single one of these is a 1-hour candle. You even see it back here. I'm giving you a little tutorial real quick. Let's go to a different pair. How come? I'm doing a Trading View tutorial real quick. Show the new people exactly what Trading View is. All right. All right, so check it. Let's go back to this, all right? I'm not gonna answer any questions. I'm just gonna go 100% into the Trading View tutorial. So the new people could come on here and be able, all right, we're not going into supply and demand zones yet. We're going into a tutorial on Trading View for the new people because we have to give everybody a chance, right? It's only gonna take me 2-3 minutes to break down Trading View. Then I'll go into support and resistance. Then I'll go into supply and demand. And then I'll go into trend lines. You guys happy with that? Like, is that a good breakdown? And then I'll also teach you guys twin trading. Also get teach you all that type of stuff. Hamish, is everything good? All right, I just saw somebody said no, so. All right, cool. We'll get started. So yes, you could type things up here, right? It's pretty much you have all the tools and resources pretty much to draw on your charts. For everybody thinks that it's tedious, right? Right? If for everybody that thinks this is tedious, it don't matter because in all reality, it's the fact that you guys learning the technical analysis anyways. For everybody that takes it seriously, you gotta study more than you trade, right? So now what I'm gonna do is you pretty much see GBP AUD, right? Someone wants to go to a different pair, let's do it. Let's go to USD JPY because I like the way that moves. All right, now check it. So USD JPY. So what I'm going to show you guys is a couple of things: support, resistance, trend lines, supply and demand zone, and then how to enter the trade. All right. So with that being said, what support and resistance is areas where you could go back test. What back test pretty much means review. Okay. Pretty much means review. Don't worry about NFP right now. All right. For everybody that's new, I highly suggest to test NFP with demo. If not, I warned you, and I will not have any sympathy for people that risk their whole account. And the reason being is because if you can't know the basics and technicals to even profit on a daily basis, just from the regular markets, how do you expect to come into NFP and just like get a quick buck? Yes, some people get lucky, but it's kind of like tossing a coin, all right? Everybody becomes traders when the NFP happens. Everybody becomes traders when the NFP happens. What are these examples? All right, let's go back into what I'm teaching, right? So support and resistance, okay? Support and resistance, right? If you can't search on MT4 computer CAD, JPY, NZD CAD, well, the thing is you could be able to go to, all right, if you're on MetaTrader 4, go to where all the currency pairs are on the left-hand side, right? Right click, or if you have a Mac, 2-finger click, and say where it says show all. When it goes show all, you can be able to see all currency pairs, right? Now, support and resistance. It's an area where price comes down and tests or bounces, whatever you want to call it. As you can see here, came down and tested, and then came down and tested. So it's an imaginary line that's respected within the markets. So look at this, for instance. Let me give you an example. I draw 2 lines. So when this first comes and hits and tests once, tests twice, it's bouncing as if it is a what? A floor. This is kind of like a floor. You see this? How it's like a floor? But all of a sudden, price breaks through it and tests it right here, or bounce, whatever you want to call it. All right, is everybody's screen black, or can they see my charts? All right, cool. So that being said, this is a floor. But then price breaks through it. And rather than being that person that's like, let me see what's going to happen, like what we're going to do is wait to see it test. Now, because it's testing it here, is it a floor now, or does it look like a ceiling? This becomes like a ceiling. This is pretty self-explanatory. You guys can see it, right? Now this line becomes like a ceiling. You guys following along? All right, cool. Now, this came down, did one bounce, and now this is now like a floor. Do you see the repetition within the markets? It's very simple. As long as you're waiting for price to reveal what it's doing. If I'm over here and I'm selling it, why would I sell it if I saw it test again and came down, test again? It's just like, it's not breaking past this area until over here. Now, just by drawing this line, if I saw it hit here, broke through, tested it, now this is a strong ceiling. I could have sold it and had a potential of 259 pips. Then when I see it bounce off this floor for the 1, 2, 3rd time, I could have bought it and I could have made 275 pips. Standard lot, that's $2,750. Then it came up and hit the ceiling again and failed, tested, which means bounced off the ceiling. And this dropped all the way for 759 pips. Standard lot, $7,595 in a matter of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Do you see, just knowing the basic technicals of support and resistance, how you could profit? Or are we all going to pretend that we're super good traders and go to NFP and try to make a quick come up, and next thing you know, we put $5 loss, and then next thing you know, our account gets blown because we can't handle the drawdown, and all of a sudden, even though it drew down, it's still went in the direction that it went, even though it already blew out your account. We have to understand the basic technicals to this stuff. There's a reason why the harmonic scanner is very essential, because it's giving you the trade setups, and then combined, no 10 lots. Combined, right, with technical analysis, we could be able to trade. Now let me show you guys something else. There's this thing called supply and demand zone. What I call it is price reversal zones. Combined with support and resistance, it gives you two confirmations. You're right, Leo. Two confirmations of entering a trade. Now, the way I draw a zone is this, right? Check this out. I'll look for an area where price reverses, which means that I know that this area now is an area where price respected, right? Yo, chill, no joking around here, right? So chill. All right, so this comes down, reverses once. What I could do is I could draw a line of support here, right? But I could also draw a zone. Now, what a zone is pretty much a price reversal zone. What I kind of explain it is the fact that price came here and got the heck away from it. Price came in here, got the heck away from it. So what it did was it created actually, hold on real quick. Let me delete this. Oop. All right, so check it. So I draw a zone here. Everyone stay positive on the chat. It's all good. Appreciate you guys. And then you make a wick from the top, bottom of the wick to the body of the candle. Now, imagine you didn't see anything that happened to the right. But just because you saw a market reverse off this area, you could tell that there's a zone here. So what happened is, after I draw the zone from the wick to the body of the candle, I go to settings right here. See where it says price 2, right? Go to bar number, change this to 1,000. Press enter. You see how it shoots it into the future? Now, you didn't see anything that happened to the right. You just drew one support line and drew one zone. Now, let me show you how powerful this is once you start drawing this up. You didn't see anything on the right, right? You only see this. You guys understand? Here, I'll do it again. Take the box, go from that support line, from the wick to the body of the candle, Then I go to settings, price 2, bar number, change this to 1,000, enter. Does that make sense for now? I'm trying to make it slow, people concise, so people understand. All right, now check this out. Is this a coincidence or is it technical analysis? All right, is this a coincidence? Okay. From the wick to the body of the candle. All right, now tell me if this is a coincidence, all right? Yeah, it's the same thing. Same thing, watch, I'll show you, watch. What did price do when it hit these zones? What did price do when it hit these zones? Everyone's jumping the gun at Fibonacci, everything else. Like, yo, look what this zone is doing for you. Oh my gosh, look at this. Do you guys see this zone? Okay, we're jumping to Fibonacci, but do you see what this zone could have done for you? Oh, price came down here as well. Bounced. Let me see something. Imagine you only saw this. Like, well, price came down, tested off the support line. Let me draw from the body, from the wick to the body of the candle. Let me shoot this out into the future. You didn't see anything to the right. You didn't see anything to the right. Oh my gosh. Bounced into the zone, came in and got the heck away from it. Do you see how powerful these zones are? Combined with support resistance, 2 confirmations to enter trade. Yo, Chris Sebas, you want to do Fibonacci? We're going over supply and demand, support and resistance, right? And trend lines. Look at this. You guys don't think that supply and demand and support and resistance makes you money? Huh. All right, bet. Look, okay, 260 pips, 288 pips, 762 pips. Yo, what's the math behind that? 200 pips here, 200 pips here, 400, right? Plus 700 pips. 1,100 pips pretty much. 1,100 pips on a standard lot. How much money is that? Exactly. Now let's combine something that most people are like, wow, let's combine something to create even more confirmations, right? You don't understand that big dive? All right, this is what happened in that big dive. Price came up. Do you see how price tested off this support line here, tested off this resistance line here and this zone, tested off this zone and resistance line here, and then it came up. Did it break past this? Was this right here, right here? Would this have been an easy sell? Now that you see it. Pretty easy, right? And there's other things that you could do to be able to show people how crazy things are to get into trades. You can add trend lines into this whole thing. Test, 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 test. Would this have been an easy sell right here? Hold on. Let me change this up real quick. Would that have been an easy sell? All right, we're not doing over any trades right now. We're going over teaching. Do you guys feel from the education that I'm teaching you guys right now that it's going to help you guys catch hundreds of pips? So trend line, zone, resistance. Easy, easy, right? All you have to do is when you do trend lines, just pick an area where price reversed and see if there's any areas where price tested and respected multiple times. Then you're able to see where. So you can play around with it to see there's actual real areas where price tested, right? So even if I drew a trend line coming from here, it tested here, it tested here, it tested here, and then came over and tested here, you saw that as a relevant trend line. You saw I just took an area where price reversed and moved it to C. So pretty simple, you know. You saw a test, all of a sudden test here. Oh, bounced off here. Let me see if I bought it all the way up to up here, 200 pips, and then dropped all the way down. I'm gonna show you guys something real quick too. Let's look at the most recent markets on this stuff. All right. So you guys see this drawings? Helps give you guys confirmations to enter trades. You want me to draw a current trend line? Okay, current trend line. There's one here. There's one there. You see this? Test, 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 test. Do you see how I drew it? Now here's the crazy part. Check this out. How did I know price was gonna keep dropping? How did I know price was gonna keep dropping? Let me draw this out. Oh, there's a support line there. Is there an area where there's a wick? I could draw it. Yep. Wick, body of the candle. Shoot this into the future. Oh man. Look at this. See this? You guys see that? A 103 pip drop. If price moves up to these areas and tests these zones, see what happens when it goes there. You know what I'm saying? See what happens when it goes there. You could literally draw a zone right here because of this wick right here, right? And see what price does. If price did do a double retest here, you could have bought it. But if you see what happens, if price does break below it, what should you do? Chase it? No, because how many times have you seen something break a zone and it comes back up? What you want to do is you want to wait and be patient, because what if it comes up here, right? And you guys have seen this multiple times, right? Price comes up here again into the zone and does this. So these zones are areas where you could be waiting for trades to happen. No matter what, you're going to adapt to how the market moves. So you always have like two options of pretty much how trades will occur. It's just a matter of being patient to be ready for each one. So if price does break through, comes back up and tests, and this is now a newfound ceiling rather than a floor, then it drops. But if this drops past the floor, comes back up again, hits the floor again, then you could buy it. And what happens when it gets to this zone? Then you're going to be patient to see what happens and see if it reverses. Or it could come up, hit this zone again, and then take off. The markets is all about responding based off the confirmations of the trades. So now you have these areas to watch in those zones. Does this make sense so far? What I try to do is I try to break it down as simple as possible to the point what helped me learn, so that way I could help the masses. All right. Any pairs or commodities. Let me give an example. You guys want to see an example? Let's pick GU. Let's pick GU. Crazy, huh? Look at this. Let's clear this out real quick. Why do things happen the way that it does? You know what I'm saying? And you start to think to yourself, why? Go to any pair. Start drawing things out. Let me move this real quick. This is in the way. Watch this. Watch this real quick. Say, for instance, price reversed here. Okay, cool. Say, for instance, I drew a zone here. All right. Let me shoot this into the future. Oh my gosh. Is this a coincidence? Is this a coincidence? That price came all the way up here just to touch and hit the zone and hit that perfect resistance line. Is this a coincidence or is this technicals? How crazy is that? Look, another area. Price here right there in that wick, right? I drew out a zone here. Shot it into the future. Oh man, look at this. What did it do when it hit those zones? It's not, is that a coincidence? Yo, Forex is all about back testing and responding. You guys want to know how to get better at Forex? Do this. Like, hey, price reversed here. Why did it happen? Was there a resistance line there? Let me check. Yeah, there was. Was there a zone there in that area? Let me check. Oh my gosh, there was. So just off one line and one box, I had the potential of 353 pips, 360 pips. But if I held it for a swing trade, you know, just a quick 704 pips. And what did I do? I drew a box and I drew a line. Simple. All right. Let me show you guys when I enter a trade. Now, the reason I'm showing you guys this right now is obviously NFP in the morning. I'm giving you guys more educational stuff. Yes, I'll have trade setups throughout the week based off the harmonic scanner giving the trade setups. If you have a harmonic scanner giving you trade setups, but then I teach you how to enter, are you guys happy with that? Awesome. All right. Now check this out. One last thing before I let everybody go, so that way everybody, if they are trading NFP, could be able to be good. I'm gonna show you guys this real quick. Make sure you're taking notes on this part. So this is what twin trading is. 2 orders, risking only 2% of an account. Example, say you have $1,000 in your account, right? The highest loss you should be doing is what? 0.10. The reason being is because if you're risking 2% doing a 20 pip stop, you only lost 20 pip stop loss, which equals out to 2% of your account. Now, when I twin trade, say for instance I did twin trade, which means if I execute a trade, say for instance I had $1,000 in my account, I'll do a 0.05 plus a 0.05, right? Now, what happens, first order goes 30 pips in profit. This is just what I do. I close. This gets rid of what? Eradicates greed. Second order, I change my stop loss to a like 2 to 5 pip stop profit. Here, so you guys can see it better. Here you go. You can tell I've been in this live trade room a little bit longer now, huh? What do you mean what happened to all the auto traders? We just got a bunch of new, really, really good auto traders. All right, so check it. All right, is everybody here? Is everybody paying attention? Is everybody seeing what I'm writing? Everybody asks me all the time, Chris, how do you start making more profits? Chris, how do you start making more pips? Chris, how do you figure this stuff out? Well, guess what? I studied, I understood it, and I took it seriously. I never looked for an easy way out. I never looked for an easy way out. I put more hours into this. I put the Kobe hours into this. I studied and I studied and I studied. I'm very grateful that Chris Terry is, able to put me on here to be able to teach you guys and to help you guys, to give you guys forecasts and trade sales from the harmonic scanner, and to give you guys your entries and to walk you through every single process. So you guys can come on here and make money on a daily basis, but also understand the reasoning of why we're getting to these trades. Now, for the people that have been in the live trade room, how do you feel that your psychology has been, how do you feel that you developed with your psychological aspect? All right, I'll break down a pip. Say, for instance, you see right here, this is 4683, right? So 1.4683. Then it goes to 1.4684. Do you see that on the fourth decimal right here? I don't know if I can do that, whatever. That it went up 1 pip, which means on a 10-cent trade, or just this 0.10 trade, you will have $1 in profit. On a standard lot, $10 in profit. Does this make sense? Does this make sense, what I'm writing right now? Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna teach you guys how to really twin trade. So let's say this right here, this bright color right here is my entry, right? Say I entered here for a sell. I'll do 2 orders, boom, boom, same area, right? But making sure that I go by this. I go by this. Let's say this red line right here is my stop loss. Once one goes 30 pips in profit, right? I close one order out. And the other one, I'll put a 2 to 5 pip stop profit. So check this out. Market did come up, but it didn't touch it. But if it did, I would have been in profit and I wouldn't risk any money. But since it didn't, I continued for it to drop. Now, what I kept doing was I kept moving my stop loss to the point where I was maximizing profits. So say for instance, I put it right here. Price did move up and hit it. But what you did do is even if you were sleeping, you secured over 205 pips in profit. Does that make sense for twin trading? You see how I rarely lose any trades. You know what I'm saying? Enter here. My stop loss is here. Once one goes 30 pips in profit, I take one order out. For my second order, I put a 2 to 5 pip stop profit. This keeps going down. I keep moving and trailing my stop because now if market does reverse, so you keep going down here and it did reverse, came back up, right? Your stop loss was all the way down here, even though your entry was here. So now what you did was you secured 250 pips in profit, even if you fell asleep. What's the better, being stopped out with a stop profit or losing 20 pips? You tell me. Yes, all trades. Which one's better? Stop profit, losing 20 pips. Yo, I appreciate you guys 100% for coming on here. I thank you guys for being consistent. Repetition is your reputation. I will always go 1,000% for you guys. I'll always make sure that I break everything down simple, 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 step by step by step by step. You know, that's what I'm here for. I'm sorry I don't have any forecasts, but I'm just watching out for you guys because there is always consolidation before the non-farm payroll. For the people that are new traders, go ahead and watch NFP, but I highly suggest that you don't risk your money, especially if you're new. So use a demo. And there's nothing to be ashamed of that at all because you're learning. You know what I'm saying? So be careful tomorrow with NFP. Don't listen to what everybody else says and be like, oh, let's trade NFPs, get all this money. Yo, be careful. I'll be the first one to tell you to stay away from it if you're someone new. Yes, in the future, you could figure it out. I've made money from NFP. I'm not gonna lie. But the thing is, it took me time first before I understood because it's very volatile. A lot of people won't be able to handle how fast the market moves, right? So with that being said, utilize the technicals. If you're someone brand new, watch NFP, go back to it, highlight when it reversed, and find out exactly why it happened, and then you can start having more comfortability of entering these trades. All right. Did you guys have a good London session? I broke down every single detail, pretty much from support and resistance to zones. Like I said, check it. I'm not giving out any forecasts today, guys. A lot of consolidation happens before NFP. But what I could give you, which is even more important if people understood, was what? Education. Success is in between the ears. Psychological aspect. Understanding. Maximizing pips. Learning about stop profits. So everything in here is just going to play into effect and it's going to be habitual. And you'll subconsciously be able to trade. A harmonic scanner is giving you trade setups. Utilize the technicals that I teach you to enter. So you're gonna have a 95% win ratio. Has anybody in here that have been watching everything, has my zones, support resistance, trend lines, everything, confirmations helped you become better at trading? Anybody in here? Give your testimonial. Just say yes if you did, if you profited, if you made money, if you've learned, if your psychology, if you become more comfortable trading, or becomes easier for you to press that button. Awesome. Guess what, guys? You see this up here? You see this up here? It's all here, guys. It's all ready. So with that being said, you guys will now have the IMO Academy. So you guys will know everything from PIP, bid-ask spread, leverage, all that type of stuff, margin, etc., lot sizes, all that type of stuff. What is, all these different terminology. These are all courses that you guys will be able to go through for the beginner course for the IMO Academy. All right. So I hope you had a good London session. I hope you guys got some knowledge. I appreciate you guys. How many people on here? I know I do this every time. How many people on here like the way that I do things and wants me to keep continuing to do it?